Hi, good morning, guys.
Good
Morning, sir.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay. So today we'll be focusing on sample programs only. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, fine. Let me share my screen. I think it's visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So we were discussing about methods variable, right? So let's start discussion on the other important examples which can be uh, a very basic thing. Okay, so I'll for time being I have already that sample programs which can be need not to be designed separately. So I'm just giving the overview of the existing sample programs which I have already. Okay, so these are something related to modifiers, and you'll see the information related to variables, static variables, non-static variables. Everything will be covered here. Okay, so if you have any questions, please do let me know. Okay, yesterday we created one package, right? Variables. So I'm just removing this package because we already have experience on this program. So I'm just removing this one. I'm creating another package, code ex example. Code means general program, ex means example. And any term you can give, there is no restriction that you have to give so and so specific term. So I'm writing a program here. I'm creating a class. So we want to discuss about the access modifier, right? So I'll start with access. Okay, program name is access. Okay, so now let's see how the concept of modifier comes into the picture and what is meant by modifier. Okay, so first I'll write this program and then you'll be able to understand how this program works. Okay, public static int a is equals to around 10. I'm just giving value. Private static int b is equals to 20. Protected static int c is equals to, can say, 25. Okay, so I'm going to modify okay into main class. Now under main method I'm using these variables. Under main method I'm using these variables. So what I'm going to do, sys out. Okay, one question. So initially I kept all these variables here under this main method. Why I have removed here and why I placed here? Anyone? Anyone? Will you
Class
able?
can the data can be used for any type.
Good. Any other inputs? Update to your point, the data can be used to any other type. It's not any other type in any other program. Okay, not for any specific type we can talk. We can tell that we can use this program in other program. We can use the same variable in other programs as well. Other programs are in the same program.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So let's see how this program can be executed and you'll see where we can use this variables again. Okay, I'm just executing. You'll see the output. Okay, the multiplication of product of 10 into 20 into 25 into 30, the output will be 1,50,000. This is general example. Now I'll show you where we can use these variables. Okay, where we can use this variables and what variables we can use. This is one package. I'm going to create another package now. Okay, I'm creating another class. Access. Okay, I do not want to create variables here. I want to make use of variables what I have created here. Okay, so think about it. Think about it. Again, I am telling you. So these variables, this access.java program is in one package, and in this package we have this program. In this program we have these variables. I want to make use of these variables in another package, another program. In that class file I want to make use. Sorry, this has to be renamed. Same name should not be there for now. Right? So these variables can be used in another package, another class. In that another class, we need to make use of these variables. Let's see how we can use that. Okay, we are going to add one statement here, that is import codex dot, what is that program? This is the program. That means we are importing the data from this class to this class. That's the reason we used a concept called import. And now after importing the class, what data we want to use is the important thing here. Let's see how we can use the data. System.out.println. First I'll give the variables directly. So what are those variables we can use? Okay, there are 4, right? A, B, C, and D. I'll show you one by one which variable will have the error if we are going to use, which variable we can use. You'll see that now. Okay, I'm just using. So the process of using that variable is, again we have to use class name dot A. We can use into access dot B into access dot C into access dot D. You can see for these 3 variables you are seeing error. Okay, B you are getting error, C you are getting error, and D also you are getting error. Why? So you can see the error also here. When I place the cursor, it is showing change the visibility of B to public, create getter and setter for B. I didn't explain what is meant by getter and setter yet, so maybe in future I'll explain, or change to A. And again, next one, C also you have the same error, D also you have the same error. That means in access.java, if you change the modifier type to public, then you can make use of this variable in any other program, in another package. If you are not going to change, or if you want to make it private, then you are not allowed to use this variable in another program. Okay, I am just updating this to A again. and I'll show you another trick what we can use. Okay, I'm just executing the program. You'll see the output here. What is meant by a value here? 10. 10 into 10, 100. You got it. Understood till now? Any questions so far? Anyone? Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Now there is a question for me. We have 4 variables A, B, C, and D. So one starts with public, one starts with private, one starts with protected, and another one is default. So till now we are able to use public only. Then where we can use private, protected, and static? We have a logic like public, whatever the variable that is being declared with public, we can use this variable anywhere in the program. Not only in the same package, you can use it in another package also. You can use it in another package also. But if you want to make use of these variables, then what will be the process? Right? So let's see how it will be. I'm creating another class here. Okay, so now I have created another program in the same package. I have created another program in the same package. Let's see how we can use those variables. Okay, so here import statement is not required because I'm not importing access.java to new access because both are in the same package. So that's the reason I'm not adding import, and I'm making use of access program name directly, access.a into access.b. I'm giving access.c access.d. Now you see where you're getting the error. One second, guys. Yes, sorry guys, I received a call from office. Fine. So we are discussing about modifiers, right? So in access.java, we created a variables with different modifiers: public, private, protected, and static. So in the initial program, we used to create, we used to have those variables into this program, but private, protected, and default modifier is not supportive in another program. So in order to check where we can use private, protected, and default modifiers in another program, we created another class in the same package and we tried to make use of all the variables. But still, you are not able to use the variable called B. So let's see what is the modifier that we are having for B, private, right? So the total context behind this scenario is public variable, you can use it anywhere in the program, in another program, in another package also. Private means the variable which you have created in the program, you can make use of that variable in the same program. Okay, not even in other program, not even in another package, nothing. In the same program, you have to make use of that variable. Protected and default means you can use this variables in another program of the same package, in another program of the same package. Let me create one normal file and I'll add that comments here. Okay, the first point is public. We can use the variables in another program and another program in different package. Okay, public is the one, and then next one is private. Next one is private. We can use the variables. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes, yes, thank you. Another program, we can make use of, sorry, we can make use of variables in same program of same package. Third one. Okay. And then protected. We can make use of variables in another program of same package. Another program of same package. Fourth one, this is also same. Default, which we can call it as a static. Okay, so these are the four main points when we are talking about the modifiers, which is called access modifiers and non-access modifiers. Access modifier is the public one where you can access the variable, and rest of the modifiers are non-access modifiers. Understood? Any questions here? Okay, we didn't execute this program, right? Let me remove this one and save this program and execute this one. You can see A into C into D. Right? Any questions up to here? Okay, now let's see another sample program, which is nothing but static variables and non-static variables. Static variable and non-static variable. So how to use static variable and how to use non-static variable. Okay, I'm just creating another class here in the same package. I don't know, someone is unmuting their mic and they're not talking. If you have any questions, can you please let me know? Okay, so the program is static var. This is the option I'm selecting. So I'm just creating a variable static int a is equals to 40. A is equals to 40. Sorry, this is again I have to call it globally. Okay. I need to create two variables, right? I'm just using public static int a40, and then I'm just creating another variable with static int b is equals to okay. This is the one. And I'm going to write sysout statement. Okay, a into b. We'll get the output here. If you execute 800, we are getting it. So 40 into 20, which is nothing but 800. Now these two are the static variables. So because we used a word called static and we used a word called static here. So if you want to use these static variables in another program, if you want to use these static variables in another program, what is the procedure that we can follow? So right click here. I'm just creating another class file. Static one. Executing this. Okay. System.out.println. What is that? A name. Static var dot a into static var dot b. Directly you can use that class name and you can call that variables, even though those are static variables. Even if you execute the program, you'll get the output. But in case of non-static variables, then what will be the procedure that we have to follow? Okay, that's a main important point. So we already know how to use the normal static variable because we created that access program and we saw that. But for non-static, what will be the procedure? Non-static var. I'm just creating this one. So for time being, I'm just copying the same program. Okay, if you want to make the variable to non-static, then what will be the procedure? Remove static here. Remove static here. But those variables has to declare under main method. No. Modifier you can use. That's another thing. Public int b is equals to 40. If you are going to use that modifier, then okay. Important point here. So non-static variable, whenever you are going to create non-static variable, and if you want to make use of that non-static variable in your program, the important activity that you have to use is that you have to create object and use that object to make use of this non-static variable. Without creation of object, non-static variables cannot be accessed. Now you can see that. I'm just creating the object non-static. Object obj is my object name, is equals to new non-static. Right? So by using this object obj dot a and object name dot b, then this a and b operation can be performed. Why? Because non-static variables are always dependent on the object only, and that too, this object name should be the main class name. The object name should be this main class name that you have to make use. So once you use the same class name here while defining the object, then these variables these variables can be imported to this one, can be appended to this object, and we can make use of object.a into object.b. If you run this program, you'll get the same one. One difference between static and non-static is, for static variables, no need to create any objects. You can make use of that variable directly in your program. For non-static variables, you have to create the object and then you have to use those variables. Okay, without creating object, you cannot use the variables of non-static. Right? So I want to use these variables, non-static variables, in another program. So then what will be the procedure again? What is the procedure again? Anyone? Anyone getting any idea on this? Same process, man. There is no complications here. We can follow the same process again. We have created this program. What I said for non-static variables, we have to create the object. If you want to create the object, we have to make use of the same name. Okay, so copy the object. For time being, I'm just changing the object name. If you want to make use of same object name, you can use it. There is no restriction for that. There is no restriction for that. I'm just writing this out statement obj1.a into obj1.b. If you run this program, it will fetch the value from this non-static var program, and this is the object name, and we are appending the values to this object name. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any questions?
Sir, explain one more time, sir.
Okay. Static variables doesn't require any kind of definitions. No need to create any objects, no need to create any references for that. Directly, you can make use of that variables in the same program. Based on the modifier, if you want to make use of that variable in another program, you can make use of it. There is no restriction for that because those are static variables. Non-static variables are nothing but it is a dependent on the object creation process. Okay, so if you want to use non-static variables even in the same program, you have to create an object and you have to make use of variables. So here I have created the variables. Here I have created the variables. I want to use these variables in the same program. If I want to use these variables in the same program, I have created an object. If you don't create this object, you cannot make use of these variables here. Why? Because those are non-static. What is meant by static and non-static? Static means constant value. Always the value will be same in that memory location. Non-static means it's a dynamic value. It may change. The value can be changed in that memory location. You can you can change the value, you can modify the value, whatever you want to update it, you can update it. That's the difference between static and non-static. That's one of the main reason for static variables references doesn't required, because always the value is same. You can make use of that value anywhere. But non-static, there is a possibility of modifying that. So internally in the memory location, in the backend I'm talking about. Okay, so whenever you change that particular value, it may not be able to consider that updated one. So that is one of the main reason for non-static variables. We need to create an object. By using that object, we need to call the variable. Even if you want to use these variables in another program, the same process, you need to create the object with the same class name, and then you need to call the variable. Understood you now? Any questions?
Yes, sir, understood.
Anyone have any other questions? Okay, let's see a program which is having combination of both static and non-static methods now. So till now we have seen variables, right? Now we'll see the methods, how this static and non-static methods can be handled in a single program. Okay, I'm creating another class. Static, non-static method. Okay, this is the program I have created. Before main itself, I have to define the methods, static and non-static method. So creating static method, So public, public static void. I'll give the method name as add. Okay, int a is equals to 20, int b is equals to 20, int c is equals to instead of this we can write the sysout statement directly. Okay, sysout a plus b, done, right? So this is a static method. Now I'm creating non-static method, public void product int same variable, but I'll give different value, 50, int b is equals to 10. I'll write this is out statement, a into b, done. Now I want to see these two methods into the output, but if you execute this program directly, you may not see the output because these are separate methods which you have created. Now you have to call this output into the main method. So how to make use of that? So what is the first method name that I have given? Add. Add. We can call this directly, there is no issue, but this is a non-static method. So if it is a non-static method, what is the way that we have to use? We have to create the object with the same class name. Space, this is the class name, static underscore non-static underscore method, and I'll give the name called ABC. This is my object name is equals to new object. Now I'm calling this method. ABC dot final semicolon. If you execute, you can see both the outputs. But if you are not going to use this object name, you can see the error. Change the product to static. Either you have to change this to static, either you have to change this method to static, or else you have to give the object name. Understood how to create static and non-static methods? Process is same for static variable, for non-static variable, whatever we have used, the same process applicable for static methods and non-static methods. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? No questions. Is it clear? Fine. Now we'll see one example of method, right? Method we have already seen. We'll see one example for method overloading. What is meant by method overloading? Before going to see the example, we'll discuss about method overloading. I'll show one example to you. What is meant by method overloading? Anyone? Don't have idea? Fine. The process of, what is that?
In a class, n number of methods, we have here same method names, but different at the method signatures.
What is meant by method signature?
Different method name same, sir, but signature is a different, sir.
What is meant by signature? That's what my question.
The input, input parameters.
You can make use of these terms. Don't use signatures or something because that will lead to another concept. So the process of defining same method names for multiple times but having different data types, right? So method name is same, but the data what we are passing will be the different data types. Okay, let's see how this program looks like. Okay, so I'm creating one example program. Overloading. So this is the one. Public. So I have to define on top of this public static void. I'll use same method called add No, because I'm not doing addition, right? So I'm just using A1. Here inside A1, I'm just passing the value number. I'll pass the value number. This out A. I'm just printing the value A. And another method I'm creating with the same name, public static void. Again, I'm using same method name. Now you can see if I'm using same set of data type, int b. Even though the variable is different, if you are using same data type, and for same method name, then it will not allow you to create method. This is the concept of method overloading. Suppose if you are going to change the data type to string, here it is int, here it is string. If you change the data type, then it will allow you to create with same method name. Even if you create another method with same name, you can create it, but the data type should be different. Right? It might be double, or it might be float, or it might be decimal. Same method name with same data type will never allow you to create multiple methods here. So this is the concept of method overloading. Let's see how we can print the data. A1 of, so what is the value that we are passing here? Integer value, right? A1 of 10. And what is the next value? A1 of string, right? I'm just giving the name called testing, which should be in quotations because this is a string. String always should be in a quotations. Just remember this point. Whenever you are using word, that should be in a quotations. If you execute this program, both will be displayed in the output. Got it? Any questions in method overloading part? Anyone have any questions?
No, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I'll do one thing. I think you'll have access to this drive, right? So I'm going to create one folder here. The name of that drive, the name of that folder will be QA assignments. Okay, I don't have access to create, I guess. A new folder. QA assignments. I have created one folder here. So to that folder, I'm uploading these okay, programs, whatever I have shown it to you today. Okay, just take that programs and copy this to your system and try to practice these programs by changing different values, different data types, different method names. Just practice it from your end. Okay, and let me know if you have any questions. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I think I have to wind up session for today. I'm just getting calls from my office, which I need to rush today early. So Jyoti, do you have anything else to talk? Jyoti K.
Yes, nothing.
Okay, so I'm just winding up. I need to go to office today. I'm just receiving calls continuously because of some production issue. So maybe I'll connect tomorrow at the same time, and I'll upload these assignments, whatever the programs which I have shown. Just give the access to the candidates in the same drive.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Yes.